Force Awakens.
It's so fascinating and mysterious in its own way. And I think that's one of the things I like most about it. It's just crazy. My work has really evolved from where it was to where it is now. I work mainly in plant-based sculptural work. I think the reason I'm drawn to the plants is the mysteriousness around them. They're gonna do something that I'm not expecting, and I think all of my work really encompasses that idea: the mystery, the questions, the what if, the how is this gonna happen. I think that's what draws me to the work the most. Even when I'm doing drawings and paintings, I think the thing I'm most interested in is not the marks that I'm making on purpose. It's the unintentional marks, the marks that come out of, what if I accidentally sneeze, the mark makes something else, or you look over to do something and the pencil drags across the page. Those kind of interesting marks, I'm really drawn to those. Not so much because they're accidents, but because there's a beautiful thoughtlessness to it. The forces of nature seem to just draw that line or draw that. I don't know. It used to be a lot of portraiture, a lot of painting, and I find that I'm not really drawn to that as much as I thought I was. And this project that I'm working on now is more of a reflection of who I am, and trying to identify one with self and how the things in my life play into who I've become and who I will become and who I am now, even. So my work is going to start working with anatomical structures of the body. This one is working with the head. I plan on doing one with hands, torso, eyes, ears, and then using the plants to grow out of or grow with those anatomical structures. And I'm looking forward to this as a stepping stone forward in my work, as a keystone of a place to take off from here, as this being the start of some work I can be proud of, some work I can back up and really grow from as an artist, as a person, and as a person who just loves to create things. And I'm excited to see where it'll go, and how it will evolve, and how my thinking will change. My tattoos are. This one is mainly about my favorite animals. I'm really drawn to the ocean, and once again, lots of mystery in the ocean. There's a lot we don't know about it. My favorite animal is by far the octopus and the jellyfish. The octopus, because there's just so many very just different things in comparison to other animals. They can fit into small, tight spaces. They're intelligent creatures. The ability to regrow appendages, the ability to camouflage oneself with the environment. They have 3 to 4 different patterns that they go to when camouflaging, and that blends in with just about all the textures and other patterns around them, and they use that in conjunction with color, and they can also texturize their body as well, which makes them a very adept predator. It's fantastic. Sharks can smell blood from over a mile away. Like, these predators and these animals have evolved so much to be such keen and quick, survivalists, and it's beautiful. You watch any nature channel, it's fantastic to just see how these animals function in their natural environment. And it makes me really think about people as animals and the things that we do that makes us animalistic, and so far to the point where we don't even consider ourselves animals anymore. And I think that's strange, because we all, like, everything on this planet that isn't a plant is an animal or some other object, like a rock or something, some mineral. It's just crazy to think that we've lost sight of that idea. This one's a little more personal. Going through life, we have lots of struggles. And I got that one when I was 18, and it's supposed to be a reminder that I went through a mental struggle, and I still do to this day. A lot of people in college go through depression and whatnot, but for me, it's been a lot more than that since this tattoo, and I really appreciate it now more than ever, actually, because depression was one thing that is really hard to get over, and it's hard to live with it, and it's hard, but there's so many people with that, so it's easier to talk about it, easier to connect with it. Whereas, now having diabetes and alopecia, it's a little harder to start talking to people. Diabetes, not so much, but alopecia, I'm the only person in this town with alopecia universalis. And it's strange. A lot of people recognize it, but unfortunately, oftentimes it's considered that, people think right off the bat that it has to be cancer, because that's the only thing that they know that would cause hair loss. And I try to keep myself open about it a lot, because if someone can't come up and talk to me, then how are they supposed to know about alopecia and learn anything from the encounter with me? If I'm in a negative imposition because, I'm upset that they just assume that I have cancer, then that doesn't really go anywhere. And I think keeping an open mind to people and about oneself when dealing with these kind of problems is critical, because if you dwell on something that really puts you down, then it's really going to hold you there, because with any mental or physical illness, positivity just it really pushes things forward, really helps the healing process, because that positive energy it cycles and it flows, and one way or another it's always going to come back. So it's just being a positive individual about every negative thing is important to keep myself sane and to kind of keep this strength, So my tattoos serve as kind of a reminder, and as well as a stepping stone for life. Kind of, this is where I've been as a stage in my life. So it really functions as a timeline and how I'm going through these situations that I've been put into or walked into sometimes, So